Oh my God. Hi. Okay. Michael, when it comes to the helm. Oh no, they went. We got them taken care of. Yeah, I had to get the EIN.
I don't want that gray sweater, that thing is so cute.
You're all letting me handle this. I gotta go get on. Yeah, take that other shirt off. I gotta go get on. I have to get on.
I don't know what you mean by get on.
It's running. I have to go live. I have to sit in front of the camera.
Running already?
Yes.
It's running, but nothing's on there.
Yes. Oh. Hi everyone. Yes, we're a little late to the party, a little behind, but I'm here and we are available to take any reading requests that you would like to do. Yes, I am a disaster today. I guess it is what it is. So I'm just waiting on Michael, but you don't have to wait on Michael. When he comes, we will proceed. I'm going to see. Let's see. Oh. Where's my phone? Okay. So, in the meantime, as long as there's nobody doing readings right now, now I'm putting lipstick on. Huh. Okay, and Michael.
This is the chair I used the last time.
Yeah. Oh, we had different chairs, but that's okay.
Well, now I'm lower than you.
Now Michael's actually taller than me, but you know,
Doesn't matter.
my chair's a little higher than his right
I
now.
thought we were in opposite directions before.
Oh, because this is a different camera. So this is our
Alright.
live stream, and we don't have anybody here yet. And where they're going to show up is they're going to show up over here in the chat.
We're not ready for this yet.
No, we're ready. We just have to wait for people. If they don't come, they don't come. If they come, they
Oh,
come.
this is the live show.
Yeah, we're doing live, right?
Oh, okay.
So we could.
We can talk to each other while we're
We
doing
can.
it.
I'm going to grab my phone because I want to kind of see. There might be some officials that we can discuss with you while we're waiting. find my phone.
Maybe you should shut that door because I hear that TV. So if there's nobody on the other side, we don't have anything to say?
Yeah, if you want, we can talk. Yeah, definitely, we can just have a conversation.
Well, they're going to be looking at this and all they're going to see is still photographs until the half hour is over?
No, maybe this one.
We should have been talking from the beginning. What is that, you calling?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't. I'll have my phone make us. So
You definitely
hi.
appear taller than
Oh,
me.
here you are. Oh, it's Shane. Hi. It's Channing. Okay, so we have one person that entered the room. So, do you want to tell us your birthday?
There's no communication.
No, there will be. Shane, let us know if you want us to do a reading for you. So we're just, I guess this is kind of our initial test run here anyway, but I thought I was going to have I came here in a rush. I didn't have my phone on me to do the live astrology readings. Here we go. Because we want to talk about different leaders and different events going on.
Shane is the Libra monkey, right?
Gemini.
I thought that was started with a C, his name.
Yes, it does, but he's going with the
Channing.
yeah, but
You said Shane.
yeah, he's going by Shane.
He's going by Shane?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh my God, how would I know?
I'm telling you. Okay, so sorry about all the dead air. In the meantime, what we can talk about, well, we had planned on doing readings today, so we can have a conversation about Ukraine. Not so much that I wasn't prepared with her chart to bring that up and take a look at it and do a presentation regarding that. However, we can discuss Vladimir Putin, who is a Libra.
Libra born in the year of the dragon.
Born in the year of the dragon.
Which puts his eastern western signs in opposition, which would be a conflict in the nature of the person, but ultimately it should balance the person to be able to see both sides of every issue. So they're very methodic and usually very accurate. But on the negative side, they can appear to be wishy-washy because they don't make a decision one way or the other. But when they do make a decision, they tend to go overboard because they yield. Astrology. What?
No, you keep talking.
Because when they are in conflict between I can't do this when you're gonna have that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Keep talking.
So what can be said about this is that he's dealing with his counterpart in the United States, which is Joe Biden. Joe Biden happens to be a Scorpio, and he happens to be born in the year of the water horse. Now, the horse and the dragon can get along. However, there could be animosity because of both of them being very yang signs. Both of them want to be in charge. The horse is temperamental. The dragon is affirmative and very direct in its approach to everything. And its one negative quality is that when it's in movement, it tends to want to go in that movement full force. It does not know how to contain itself. The horse, on the other hand, tends to be wishy-washy in the sense that they're not sure what direction they want to take. Just like a horse, when you see him in the range, he tends to start going in one direction, then abruptly stops and starts going in another direction. We see that in Joe Biden. And the fact is that he's a Scorpio, which means he has power aspirations. And the horse wants to be almighty. Horses are very elegant, but he's a water horse. And that poses a problem to the year of the horse. The horse's nature, according to China, prefers fire. But the year that he's born in, now if you've seen the previous video, we gave a little description of how astrology works and why it is complicated, and it requires a tremendous amount of computation, and it requires somebody who can be honest and truthful in yielding a subjective viewpoint, because all interpretations of astrology are subjective.
Right.
That's the major problem with
Right.
astrology being given by so many people who are subjective. And
Right.
subjective means it comes from what their preferences are, what they believe, what they don't believe. And oftentimes it interferes with their ability to give the absolute truth, which is usually very simple. So getting back to Joe Biden, because he is a water horse, it hurts the horse's nature. The nature of the horse is fire, and water dampens or kills fire. So we see this in Joe Biden because he tends to be in space half of the time. He tends to not be sure of what comes out of his mouth. And we've all heard of the proverbial out of the horse's mouth. Well, that's Joe Biden, is it not? Things blurt out of his mouth without even wondering what was supposed to be or not supposed to be. They just accidentally come out of their mouths. This is what is meant by out of the horse's mouth, that you don't expect it, but it comes out. Do you have anything else you want to contribute to this part of the discussion?
Oh, what I wanted to do was, I think it's a really good time when we were discussing the subjective nature of astrology,
Right.
and really also what else is subjective? Philosophy, psychology,
Poetry,
poetry, music.
the use of language and music,
the use of
especially.
language. Yeah, anything that carries an art form. And I wanted to say regarding that really what we're all ultimately looking for, all of those things we ask those questions, is my mom going to get better? Will my son get into college? All of those things that we ask those questions about, they all come from the subjective field.
And as a result, subjective means there's going to be certain preferences that are expressed.
What material science hasn't quite nailed down yet. It's sort of like we're researching all the way around it. But what material science hasn't nailed down yet are the rules of the subjective.
To give another description of subjective, let's just look at the eating patterns. We have 10 people. 10 people have a different idea about the food they ate because it's a subjective experience. And when they start to describe what they've done, it's going to come from that preference point of view. And that is the problem with astrology when readings are given, that the person's own preferences tend to taint the reading. It requires tremendous discipline to remain as simple and as clear and honest to the study of astrology, and not to go beyond that, and not to taint it and paint it with all kinds of other frills and other things that we can throw in there to make our point of view more sensational.
Now, I don't find the subjective world to be something that I would classify as contaminating. What I would define it as is the subjective world contaminates scientific research. But really, in the subjective world, what we have to kind of help us organize, we still have some general impressions, some general ideas that we all kind of share, some archetypes that are common to humanity. And so the softer sciences like psychology and philosophy, whatever you want to classify it, and astrology, those really are studies and ways to organize information for us in the subjective world, a way to give us a framework that emotionally certain conditions are not so close to us where we're easily emotionally triggered. And we have another way to assess our motives, ourselves, and size up another individual to approach a situation, and hopefully from a more rational, structured way.
And astrology really is a way to interpret the possibilities, because astrology really only impels. It does not compel anybody to do anything. So when astrologers are speaking and they start telling you what is going to happen, how it's going to happen, they're really tainting that with their idea of sensationalizing it. The truth about astrology is that the best that you can do is to interpret conditions that exist between planets as they rotate around the sun, how they affect the earth while they produce certain angles, what they're called as aspects, and how they affect each other because of that. And the most that we can say about that is that this is what is implied. This is what is a possibility. And how it actually turns out will be determined by the individual. So free will is still going to exist. And this is where a lot of astrologers screw up, because they speak as if free will does not exist. It's simply astrology. And what they have decided that the transits and the aspects mean. And then they all of a sudden put their brand of authority over the meaning, whether it's really honest or not.
And what does it mean to exercise free will in our lives? Well, we discussed it a little bit yesterday as well. And there are certain things that I probably will touch on in each video because they're important principles for us to grasp. One of the things that's important, well, the primary thing for us to grasp about free will is that free will is relative to our level of consciousness or our level of ignorance, either way. So we can use astrology as a foundational tool by which to build our character, by which to observe ourselves, by which to decide which ways we want to focus and which way we want to go, or decide what option makes the most sense at whatever given point in time in our lives. And as we build character, as we build who we are, as we build momentum with the core of who we are, our authentic selves, that's when we're able to use free will far more decisively. We sure can choose to drink the beer or not drink the beer. That's a form of free will. But at the end of the day, why are you drinking the beer? Everything that you did in your life, every point that you reached in your life brought you to the point that you are currently taking the drink of beer, or you are currently eating the chocolate, or you are currently yelling at someone and castigating them and shaming them, like everything that. So at that point in time, the very close, near idea of what we believe to be free will, that is available to us. But on a grander scale, the choices that we made were absolutely shaped by every decision that we ever made in our lives.
Another aspect of when in discussing free will, we must understand that free will has layers. It has layers of levels of intelligence. the more intelligent a person is, the more likely that they will exercise some free will that exceeds the boundaries of, let's say, our earthly existence and how we're affected by planets. So the less educated a person is, the more likely that they're not going to exercise free will at its greatest potential, that they tend to be more followers. And you will see astrological principles becoming more evident in people who are not as aware and as educated and whose minds have been expanded. So free will is something that has degrees, and of course, an informed individual is going to have much more color, much more dimension to their ability to react to their environment and all of the things that affect our environment, such as the planets affect each other. All planets affect one another. We know that, science knows that. They, in fact, do weather patterns based on planetary positions. This is not something that they discover by looking in some magical book about the weather. It is all determined by the prediction of where planets will be and what angles they make to each other and how those angles affect each other and what they ultimately result in. These are all interpretations of possibilities.
So it's looking like right now I'm getting to the place where we are just starting, so we only get to do a half hour live for the time being. So we're just getting down to the wire now. Um, do any of you have any questions for me to answer right at the moment?
Well, it seems that at the present time, since we're brand new, we don't have a sufficient audience to speak to.
That's
Eventually,
okay.
we will. Eventually,
So
we will.
we will be here. We will be here at 1 o'clock on Wednesday.
On Mondays and on Fridays and Mondays.
Oh, and what I will do, I forgot to do this. I am putting a link with every video that we make where you can go and book the reading on the website. So you'll click the link under the video and it'll just take you straight to a booking website, and it will already have my availability blocked out for you, and so you can go ahead and
Hopefully, we'll entitle them so that the individual looking will decide
right,
which
yeah,
one
you'll
they
be able
want
to
to see.
choose, yeah, when you're available and when that works for you. So we're going to have, yeah, the link at the bottom of every video. So we will be back here on Wednesday at 1 p.m. and we will conduct live readings during that time.
Wednesday is the next day.
And it will be for a half an hour. So and welcome, hi Rita, and hi Stark Raving Naked, going by Shane. Welcome. Unfortunately, this clip, because we can only go up to a half an hour, so and then it will get cut off. So for right
So we'll
now,
say goodbye for now, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
yes, travel light, everyone. Thank you.
We should